Hey yo, Brother Dave of Brother Dave's Hillbilly Homestead here. I'm about to start my day on the homestead, and well, this time of year that typically starts with going out to the greenhouse and checking things out. Well, that's right out the front door of my cabin. Boy, that's nice. I like that. I don't even have to put pants on, but being as there's a road out there and this is all glass, I usually put pants on. Anyhow, well, let's see. Peppers are all doing good. In fact, too good. I planted them probably a month too soon in the greenhouse because they're getting so big now. Look, oh good God, there's even a pepper on one of them. And they're not getting fertilized by the bees, so I need to wait maybe 2 more weeks before I can be confident that we're not going to get another frost. I can put them out. But look at this. There's open space here. Wow, my goodness. That was all my brassicas. What happened to all my brassicas? Goodness. Okay. And we got more stuff. And more stuff. And more stuff. Hang on. All right. Time for step 2 in my busy day. Let the chickens out. Hey, chickens. Y'all ready to come out and play? They are ready to come out and play. They will free range from about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning until about, well, sunset. Every day, exactly at sunset, they're all back in their coop. You don't have to do any chicken herding. They do everything all by themselves. They know when to come in. And those that don't know when to come in don't survive. And that's an example of survival of the fittest. Number 3 of my busy day, check the garden. Make sure everything's in order. No one's busting in and eating my stuff, which they shouldn't be because they got this electric fence here, which I haven't turned the electricity on yet. But I got these yellow signs on it that says electric fence. Hopefully the rabbits can read. If they can't, I might be screwed. Anyway, so there's onions, lots and lots of onions. Rabbits don't eat onions, so I kind of put them on the outside because that's the first thing that rabbits will see, and so they're not really attracted. But here, there's all my brassicas. Guess what? All the brassicas went out of the greenhouse into the garden, and there's Brussels sprouts, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, spinach, and Swiss chard. And I know spinach and Swiss chard are not brassicas. You don't have to send me an email tell me that. But next thing to do is see all this bare ground here? That's a no-no. Naked ground in a garden is a no-no because A, it dries out real quick. B, it grows a lot of weeds. So we got to cover that bare naked ground with more sawdust. Now we don't have to cover it 2 feet deep the way I did over there. That was an exercise in building organic content into part of the garden. So that's going to take a couple years to rot, but you'll see how we can plant in there anyway. So today's big task for the rest of the day is to get that pickup truck, go to the lumber mill, fill the back of it with sawdust, and get in here and put in like a 3 to 4 inch layer of sawdust in among the plants, maybe 6 inches deep in between the planting beds, and that will keep the weeds down and keep me from getting all bogged down pulling weeds. So you'll see more of that in a bit. Guppy's asking, Dad, why am I not in the video yet? Oh, okay, you're in the video now, Guppy. Alright, we got all the tools we need to go get some sawdust. And Guppy, we have adult supervision too. Good girl. And here we are at the sawdust pile at the lumber mill. They got all kinds of stuff down here. They got mulch, they got stone. But you want mulch and stone, you got to pay for that. But sawdust is free for the taking as much as you want. Let me get to work. All right. About 30 minutes later. 30. I can't catch my breath minutes later. We got a free truckload of free sawdust. And that is Brother Dave tested. Guppy approved. Right, Guppy? Guppy! Come on. Good girl. Guppy approved. All right. All right, here we are back at the homestead. We're ready to unload all that sawdust. It's probably more than we need, but whatever we don't use, well, we can put down in the middle there somewhere or throw it on the compost pile. But these are all the tools we need for unloading. And normally when I unload just to add organic material, as you've seen right over there, I'll just use the wheelbarrow. But in amongst all those plants, you just can't dump a load. So we use this little plastic bucket and do it all by hand. This is going to take a while, but it'll be well worth it because I won't be pulling any weeds, in theory. Now, I'm going to try something different here. Since I'm not real sophisticated, I got this telephone here as my camera. So that leaves me one-handed. But let's put the phone in my pocket. Right like that. And we'll see later. I can't tell right now how good it's gonna be, but we'll see later. All right. So we just use the wheelbarrow to catch the extra. All right. That's one load. That's one load. And now, oops. Gotta undo the electric fence. And oh, just kidding. Just kidding. It's not turned on yet. All right. All right. This is one of my compost piles. All right. Okay. Going back in the pocket. Start with all the brassicas since they were just recently transplanted, and on top of keeping the weeds down, the sawdust will help keep the moisture in the soil, keep things from drying out. So we just grab a handful, about 2 or 3 inches thick all around the plant. Should be enough to suppress any and all weeds. Try not to bury the plant. And that's it. That's what the plant looks like. Can I see? Oh, it's turned around the wrong way. There you go. All right, let's put it back in my pocket. That might push that button and reverse the viewing angle while it's in my pocket. Okay, so that's the second one done, and it goes on and on and on and on, and I'm not even going to do this on fast speed for you. We'll just show you the end result. All right, well, that's about 30 minutes of work. So I can tell it's going to be 2 hours for that bed. There's only about 15 minutes work, maybe 20 in that one. Cover the rows in between, and then get these onions covered. That's the hardest part because they are so close together. I don't want to bury them, but I do need to get that mulch down there before the weeds grow. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it is really important to pull out all the weeds that you can see, even the tiniest ones, before you put the mulch down. Otherwise, those weeds might push their way through. But any weeds coming up from seeds are really unlikely to push through that mulch. Now, I forgot to do one thing after I planted. That is these bed markers. I don't need them on this bed anymore. On this bed, I do need them because it's not fully planted. And all this string does is it's just a marker, kind of a visual aid for me, so that I don't step into the bed That's critical. Never step into the bed. If you put a footprint in that planting bed, you compacted the soil, and that's why we till. So if you don't compact the soil, you maybe don't have to come back and till. And eventually we're going to get to a no-till method here, but we need to get to a point where we're about 50% organic material, 35% clay, and the rest sand and silt. All right, that's just a little extra hint there, things I forgot to tell you, and I got to take out this one bed marker. Hey, Brother Dave here. I'm looking a little red in the face, and so it's about 4 o'clock. It's probably time to quit rather than stay out here in the sun. And you know what? I got in 6 hours, and I have learned that, yeah, I can push myself, but as you get older, sometimes less is more. If you push yourself and then you end up straining a muscle, like I reactivated my tendonitis back in December, and then I couldn't do nothing for a month. So I like to take it easy. But we got most of the sawdust out of there, and we'll finish it up tomorrow. We're going to need more than a truckload to finish up, but you kind of get the idea of what it looks like. All right, you see all the plants surrounded by the sawdust, and this is a beautiful thing. It suppresses the weeds, keeps moisture in the soil, and at next spring when I till it all up, it'll add organic content to the soil, which I really need. Now I still need to do the garlic and the leeks, and it's looking like probably that'll take another, probably I'll go get a half a load tomorrow after I finish that up and finish this little row down. Believe it or not, the hardest thing to weed, if you're pulling weeds, is the weeds that are in the rows where you've been walking back and forth and the soil's all compacted and they just don't want to pull out. So you don't want to do that. All right. Plus, I don't want to get so tired that I can't cook anything and I end up eating cheeseburgers 2 nights in a row. So we got one more cool thing to do today, and I'll let you see part of it and hear the rest of it. You'll see.